Now, we have heard a lot about schools, but nursing homes and assisted living centers are also faced with making decisions again now about how to keep residents healthy and their staff safe.
But the KVUE defenders found complaints that some facilities are not following state orders to allow essential visits for residents. Here's investigative reporter Terry Kruka.
About a year ago, the state issued emergency orders for long-term elder care facilities to allow essential family caregivers to visit loved ones in person, and soon it will become state law. But we've heard from viewers who say they can't get in to see their loved ones. Tonight, an update on your rights when it comes to caring for your aging parents.
Hi, Daddy.
The cruelty of COVID is showing up again at assisted living facilities and nursing homes. For 7 months last year, this was the only way Kimberly Westbrook Reed could visit her dad.
Now we're seeing it start to shut down again. It's very scary. It's very scary.
Time isn't the only thing they lost. Mary Nichols went 202 days without seeing her mom.
By the time I got back in to see her, she was what she is now, an empty shell of a human being. She just lays there and has a 1,000-yard stare and never acknowledges my voice or my presence.
This has been a challenging couple of years for anyone with aging parents. Patty Duquette with Texas Health and Human Services spent much of the last year helping these families.
Long-term care ombudsman is here to help residents who live in nursing facilities and assisted living facilities, to serve as their advocate and to help them speak up about what they need and what their rights are, help educate residents about their rights and how to exercise them, and when they need us, to help be their voice.
And once again, families are reporting problems visiting their loved ones.
Since July 1st, we've had 19 complaints that have come across the state on visitation that ombudsmen have reported, and only a couple of those have needed to be reported to HHSC for resolution.
The state has 4 active complaints.
Facilities are closing doors and saying they're doing it in trying to be cautious, trying to be in an abundance of caution. They're trying to keep their residents safe, but these are in total violation of long-term care facility guidelines, emergency visitation guidelines put in place by Texas Health and Human Services.
A law recently passed by Texas lawmakers will allow families to designate an essential caregiver who will be allowed in-person visits even during a pandemic. The law goes into effect September 1st. Until then, emergency guidelines put in place last year remain in effect, but some families tell us they're being limited to the amount of time they can visit their loved ones.
So there has to be 2 hours where every day an essential caregiver can have access to their loved one.
You do have an ombudsman that you need to reach out to. Each facility should be able to give you their name and number to have somebody that's representing you and talking for you. But don't give up.
If anyone is encountering a problem with not being able to visit and you have questions or you want to file a complaint, we really want them to call their long-term care ombudsman.
Kim's dad lost more than time last year. His physical therapy sessions were also cut back.
Daddy lost a lot of strength in his legs and is now in his scooter 99% of the time.
He walked on his own for the first time this weekend, but they're still trying to make up for lost time.
It's important that we take every second we can to make sure he gets the joy that he deserves.
Many families say the psychological effects of being kept away from loved ones is just as damaging.
They don't want to be isolated. They are scared. They're scared of what would come if they get COVID. They're scared of what, how physically that will affect them. But the most important thing is to be there with them in the fear and encourage them that each day is a good day and that you're there with them to get through whatever might come.
We've put a link to the ombudsman number if you're having issues with visitation at a nursing or assisted living facility at KVUE.com. For the KVUE Defenders, I'm Terry Kruka.